front hip. So counter rotation, yes. Okay. Now, just so you know, about 85% of everybody I've ever done anymore, that's what they do, right? So here's what we're going to want him to do. We're going to do a drill, a series of drills. So when you get out there, Ollie is going to have you do hook'ems. He's going to have you do double crow hops. He's going to have you do these things. And when you do double crow hop, of course, you're not going to do that. You're doing this, and you're hopping up twice, and your back hip becomes dominant. All right. So now the next one is, does he move forward out of leg lift? So let's go back a couple frames lower. Now, I want you to write this down on the bottom, everybody. As I lift, I'm on my way. As I lift, I am on my way. As I lift, I am on my way. Momentum, gentlemen, is a force multiplier. So, I'm not trying to be in a hurry. As I lift, I'm on my way. As I lift, I'm on my way. The old pause at the top. If I pause at the top and then came down, what happened to everything that happened before it? It's a wasted action. There's no advantage to it all. You might as well just throw from here. If I come up, down, glide out. Anybody ever taught that?
That's what Clayton Kershaw does.
Of course, you do it over and over and over again. I will be in spring training. Make sure this doesn't get on YouTube. I will be disavowed for some major league teams. But when you go to spring training, you'll hear it. Up, down, glide out. Well, you wonder why. If you want to come up and then come straight down, why'd you go up to begin with? Is this something special in this move? There's nothing special. Why do you lift your leg? You lift your leg so you can tilt your pelvis and move your pelvis out. That's the only reason that you ever lift your leg. Right? Other than that, up, down, glide out, you might as well just throw from the stretch. Because there's no advantage to it. So, he counter rotates. Now, as he lifts, is he moving forward? No, he doesn't. So, moving forward out of leg lift, you're a 2. You don't have very much momentum. And by the way, son, I do these all the time. It's really common. And it's furthermore, I'm going to give you even better news. It's easy to fix, right? Easy to fix. Okay, so the next one is head remains over back hip. So as he comes out, all right, now here's where his head should be. His head should be about right there. Now, parents, if you can imagine, if I come up and there's nothing really going on, I'm going to have to create energy from somewhere. So what he does is he does this. That's what we call a false pelvic load. So could you come up and help me again? Right. Once again, I'll tell you what, you stand right there, and I'm just going to hold on to you, okay? Now, there's 2 ways that I can do this, right? So now, I can take my pelvis that way, and my head stays over my back hip, or I can just do this, right? I can try to get more torsion. So this young man typically does that. What I want him to do is that. So as he goes forward, you want to keep your head over your back hip. Your head goes behind his back hip, which now he's got to come all the way around. Also easy to fix. Now come on up here. You can have a seat. Let's exchange places. Now this is easy. This is easy to fix. Come here. All right, I want you to stand here. I want you to put your right hand, right? Yeah. Put your left leg right up there. Right now, what I want you to do is I want you to take this butt cheek and like you're gonna sit it on the ground right over there. Okay, go slow motion. Just leave your foot up there. I'll just take this butt cheek. And yeah, okay, now leave your foot still. And here's what I want you to watch me. Take that butt cheek and take it down. This butt cheek right to here. Perfect. Very good. Well, I wasn't ready for that. Put your arm in. That's perfect. Now, how do I help this? Let's do that one more time slow. Where's his head at? Right over his back hip. Well, what he does is he just does this. Right? So it's an easy thing to fix. Go ahead and have a seat. You did great. All right. So, head above back hip. That's a 4. All right. Now, the good news for him is, here's the back of his butt. See how it's on the other side of the heel? Now you've done something really good. This is a pretty good glute load. All right, that's a 6. Very good. And how much flexion? How much bend does he have in his back leg? That's not bad either. So let's see what a really good ones do. That's what really good ones do. See how his butt's behind his heel? Butt's behind his heel. Butt's behind his heel. Right? So there's my guy. See, no butt behind his heel. That's what you got to learn. Right? There's Barry Zito. Not very much going on. Now, Zito has more flexion, doesn't he? But he still his butt's right over his heel. So what does that mean, parents? Where's his energy at? His energy is on the front part of the quad. Where is his energy? Way back here in the glute, right? If you're quad dominant, all you can do is push. But if you're glute dominant, now you can rotate. There's a difference. Linear, rotational. Okay? 2 of the hardest throwers ever be on the planet. I took Nolan Ryan, I flipped him around. He's a righty, right?
You might want to plug in your computer. You're about to lose it. Your battery.
Low battery.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It's already gone.
I wasn't paying attention to that. All right. Thank you. All right. Awesome. All right, so here's 2 guys that I got, right? Now, look at him now. Is that at least a little better?
Yeah.
There he was. That's just after 2 days. Right? So, good news for you. You already do that pretty well, right? And you're almost, I would say, a 6 on the amount of flexion. Right? Right? Now, he should be, here's his foot, he should land right on line right about here. So let's see. Now, if he counter rotates, he's going to have a problem. That's pretty good. He's pretty close to on line. Maybe just a couple. So, circle on line. There, circle on line. You're really good. Right? Back leg rotates. Let's take a look. It should. Now here's how. Does it rotate or push? Do you see how there's bend still in this leg? That means it's rotating. If he's pushing, what happens to the leg? Straightens out. So he's got flexion. So it rotates. Circle that. Now let's take a look at his back foot. Does it roll over at release? No, it pops up. Right? It pops up. So we got to keep rotating. So ball, foot rolls over at release, that's a 0. We got to have you work on roll, and that's easy to learn, okay? So now let's go back, and now we're going to take a look at a couple frames. I'll keep going. Good, right there. Now, if the back leg is in charge, the front leg doesn't do anything until the back leg tells it to. We don't want to have the front leg act independently. So you see it says immediate disconnection, leg lift, early disconnect, connected through release. So let's just watch it act. That's pretty much connected through release, so circle that one. That's good. And the legs go down together, that's an 8. Back hip opens front hip, that's an 8. All right, let's see where he lands. See how he lands on the inner part of his ball of his foot? That's inner edge, that's a 10. And then positive ground force angle. Positive ground force angle is this. See this angle here where their heel is in front of the knee. So it comes back that way. We don't want to have the heel back underneath here where the knee flexes through. All right? You're not too bad. That foot is still out, but it's pretty much directly underneath. So I'm going to give that a 6. All right? So here's what your deal is. Is this Dad?
No. Dad's not here right now.
You're filming it for Dad?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's your deal. What's your first name?
Ethan.
Ethan, what I want is as you lift, you're on your way, and I want you to concentrate on using the back hip and not the front hip. We want to get rid of the counter rotation. All right? You get a load really good. You get a pretty good flexion in there, and then we're going to have to learn for you to rotate that back hip. Everybody look at Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens here. What do you see from their back foot?
It rolls.
It rolled over up on their toe, on their pinky toe. That means that that back hip is in front of the front hip. So watch me. Here's my back hip, here's my front hip, right? And I want to rotate the back hip in front of front hip. Get it over. And both these guys do a phenomenal job of it. Okay? Those are the two things you need to do. So tell Ollie, counter rotate, and you need to be better on your back leg rotating. Other than that, it's quite good. You don't have any front leg disconnection. All right, next guy.